Ucha chaka, ucha chaka, ucha chaka, ucha chaka.
Dutchman versus the Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2.
I am Cactus. Yes, you are, you fucking disgusting little potted plant, you. Guess who saw the best James Gunn film out this year? Yes, me. I did go and see The Belko Experiment, thank you very much. Now you see, The Belko Experiment is in fact not what I'm going to talk about. We're here to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I was being facetious. So, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, in short, it's Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but more. I wish this film could have explored a little bit more than just that, but it didn't. And this, off the bat, makes it sound like I don't like the film. I do like the film. I like the film bucket loads, things you put things in. There's a lot of laughs to be had. It's just as laugh out loud funny as the first one is, and unlike, at least to me, the first one, this one has a better theme. The first one was a bit about finding your place in the universe and not just, the universe as in a grand cosmic scale that superheroes play in. This one is more about, you can pick your friends, you can't pick your family, and the real family is the friends you made along the way, stupid shit like that.
There's always room for family.
And if you look at things like Suicide Squad and they're like, no, we're more just warriors in arms, we're a family. It's like, fuck that noise. Because this movie managed to do that sincerely whilst keeping its comedic tone. That's it. I sound very serious while talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm terribly sorry about that. Okay, so this movie is hilarious. They tweak Drax, that Drax is not just the stupid idiot anymore. He actually starts to get things that the other Guardians are talking about, but he is very over the top and he laughs his ass off for the entire film, and it's great. By limiting the scope of this film, by keeping it a little bit more finite, James Gunn allows us to get a peek into what the Guardians are like. Behind, the things like the superficial, this one is the tough one, this one is the quippy hero, this one is the big muscle. They all have, layers like an ogre or an onion. I said the movie's finite, it's smaller than the first one. The first one hopped around all over the galaxy and gave us lots of planets to explore. This one, I think we see 4. And even then, it's only really the one that's important. It's also a very easy to tell story. Now, I'm not the one to say that Marvel Cinematic Universe movies have deep, intricate plots that require second or third viewings, but this one is basically like, sup, I'm Ego, I'm your dad, and that's the film. The rest of the film is basically just, dealing with emotional baggage. When I said the movie's about family and friends, and you can pick your friends but can't pick your family, things like that, you get a close look at Rocket Raccoon and the effects of him being such an asshole. We see the Ravagers, and not just the Ravagers that Yondu leads, we see more of them. And there's a brilliant bit by Sylvester Stallone. It's just one little downside to that. Have you ever seen Galaxy Quest with Tim Allen and Alan Rickman and Sigourney Weaver and Sam Rockwell and Tom Shellabog, the guy who played Monk in the Monk TV series? Well, Alan Rickman's character in that is basically how I felt about Sylvester Stallone. He shows up, he drops a bunch of, in-universe terms, and I'm like, all I can hear is, by Grandpa's hammer, I will avenge thee. But like I said, there's a lot of focus on what family is and how that's important to a person. And despite this film aiming for 10 laughs a minute, it actually still managed to get, a somewhat heartfelt message through that. Ego is Star-Lord's dad. All the promotional materials already make this clear. But what a father should be to a person is of course the key to the entire relationship he has with Peter Quill. And if you know anything about Marvel Comics, well, yeah, Ego the Living Planet, he's not a good neighbour. So he turns out to be the bad guy. What do you know, casting a big Hollywood actor in the Marvel film and making him the bad guy, who would have known? And I have to say, if you know me, I love Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell can save any film for me. I dare you to name a film with Kurt Russell in it and I'll tell you it's shit because that film does not exist. I have Poseidon on DVD. You know the bit Poseidon, the remake of the Poseidon Adventure, and the ship topples over and they have to get to the hull, the bottom of the ship, except it's upside down, and Kurt Russell's in it, and Kurt Russell is the best thing in that film. Bone Tomahawk, yay! Seriously, Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell's in this film, and I haven't had a villain this entertaining since Loki in Thor. Seriously, forget Ronan. Everybody forgot Ronan already. Ego is where it's at. He just gives such a delightful performance. He just revels in every second he's on screen. He gets to swing his nutsack around, proverbial and literally. Then we have Karen Gillan returning as well as Nebula, and I have to say, out of all the actors and actresses in this film, Karen Gillan really impressed me. She takes a while to get going, but at one point she delivers a speech about how twisted and messed up her childhood was. By that point, I was sitting in the theatre going like, fuck. As well, she lets herself go in the role. She chews up all the fucking scenery there is. There's really very little else I can say about the film without spoiling things. And the things I could spoil are not important enough to the story to start talking about them in the video. It's a great film. If you love the first one, go see this. If you think I'm a big fat idiot, don't go see it. If you don't like to see your climaxes coming a mile away and, you know, all the obvious notes being hit, too bad. Great film. Happy James Gunn is back for the third, and quite frankly, looking forward to the next soundtrack. Right, if you think I'm a shill who takes money from Marvel, I fucking wish. Give me a thumbs down to show me my opinion doesn't mean anything. I've got a bunch of social media accounts. I would like you to join my network on LinkedIn. But on the other hand, I also have a Twitter, a Facebook and a Tumblr, and those are the ones I probably update the most. So that's it, and I hope I'll see you next time when... Cactus!